everyone. I think I was muted there for a second. Hi, how's it going? It's me. Um, I don't know what happened with Nia. I messaged her. I hope everything is okay, but I haven't heard back. So I didn't want to leave you guys kind of hanging. So um, might change it up a little bit and do more of a Q&A type of small town world versus our theme for the day, unless Miss Nia shows up. Don't know. I am hoping nothing happened. I know she was in chat earlier, so my father mentioned something about flooding in North Carolina, so I'm kind of hoping that she's okay. But yeah, so if you don't know, I'm Tiffany, TL Russ Lifestyle on all the interwebs. I write under TL. Oh no, I'm TLR's Lifestyle on all the interwebs. I write under TLR's. And this is Small Town World, where we generally get together and talk about creating small towns, kind of building them and everything. And normally I have my co-host, Nia. However, I don't know where she's at. So we might do like a Q&A, a small little half hour-ish of it's a Tiff car chat, but in a room. So Tiff room chat. Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking we could kind of do maybe a Q&A type of something. If you guys have any questions. I don't really want to do the topic without Nia because, we have so much fun bouncing ideas off of each other. But yeah, I don't know. How's everybody doing? How's it going? How's life treating you? I woke up with my knee swollen. I don't know what that is about. So I have my leg propped up. You guys can't see it, but I do. It's not quite as elevated as it probably needs to be, but yay. Hey Jennifer, how are you? So yeah, let's talk small towns. I don't know what to do with that a topic. So let's see. What have we covered for small towns? We have talked about building them, how to come up with people in your small town, how to create industry in your small town, events, different things like that. But we can kind of go over that again a little bit more in depth. Let's take thanks, Dee. Let's go in depth on a little bit more about creating your background characters. If that works for you guys, or we could just talk about creating characters in general. So, or just creating small towns. Let's build a town. You know what? Let's build a town. Why not? Okay, let's build a town. Let's build a town together. This sounds like fun. Let me get a piece of paper. Okay. However, this does not bode well because I start building towns, and next thing you know, I have a whole new series in my head. Let's see. Do I have a pen? Here's one. Okay, I have a pen. All right. So let's build a town. I tend to go southern a lot of times when I'm building towns, but I've also done Pacific Northwest. I've also done New England. So What are we thinking? Um, Throw out an area to me. Uh, I love it. A Tennessee town. We could do a Missouri town. I'm in Missouri. Uh, we are not making Tiffville. Uh, let's make a Missouri town. Let's make I love a romance, so let's make a romance town. A Kansas town. We can make a Kansas town. I haven't made a well. I do have a Kansas town. I have Basic Plains, Kansas, because it's so basic. Uh, so let's make a Kansas town. Let's see. Let's see. West Virginia town. Okay, you guys are throwing out way too many things. Yay, Kansas. Hey, we're not basic. Morgan. Honey, you know I love Kansas as much as the average K-State uh, student and attendee, but come. Uh, okay, so we're gonna go Kansas. Let's see, what's a good name? Let's do, let me look up. I have like some random, I have some random town names in my thing. Because I tend to keep random town names. Let's not talk about it. So let's think about what would be a good name. Because you always want to start with a pretty decent name that kind of gives you a feel for the town. I generally start there. I love a good, fun town name. Wow, right now all I'm seeing, here's some town names. Okay. How about Cedar Junction? Cedar Junction, I almost said Colorado. Cedar Junction, Kansas. Heart Haven, Kansas. Ooh, Heart Haven sounds fun. Let's go Heart Haven. I like that. Let's go Heart Haven. Okay, so we're Kansas and we are Heart Haven. Okay, so then I start to think what would work well if we're gonna go romance. I start to think what would work. Like we could do we know they're gonna need places to go out, right? Like they're gonna need like restaurants and maybe a movie theater or a bar, because people tend to sometimes meet in bars. So I would start with, let's see, we always want a fancy restaurant because, we want our peoples to be upscale, right? So we want a fancy restaurant. So I generally go, I might go one or two. And don't ask me why, but for me, steak restaurants or seafood restaurants are always my fancy. For all I know, there could be other fancy restaurants in the world. There could be other things that are considered fancy. I always go with a steak or a seafood place. So I normally have like a steakhouse. And then maybe, but this is Kansas, so I feel like they wouldn't have as much like of a seafood, like general. Like if I'm going like on the coast, definitely have a seafood place. So, nobody, dude, are there French restaurants in Kansas, Morgan? You might got me on that one. Oh my gosh. Oh, you might be killing me on that one. Yeah, I didn't think there were French restaurants. Sometimes I will do an Italian because your girl loves some pasta. So sometimes I will do an Italian. So let's do a steak and let's do a really nice Italian restaurant. And those would be our two fancy places. And then you always want a casual place. Like, I love a good burger joint. Because I like burgers too. Um, I love a diner because diners you can get away with some fun characters in a diner. Especially, let's have a 24-hour diner. I think that would be cool. So let's throw in a 24-hour diner. Pizza is always good. I generally try to come up with a pizza place. And all you can. I don't know if I've done it all you can eat. Oh, why don't we do you guys remember, I might be telling my age, but do you guys remember when Pizza Hut used to have their, what was it? It was like their pizza buffet lunch, and you could do, something with fancy meats. But we fancy street tacos. Ooh, okay, so let's actually play with that. Why don't we have a street taco, not fancy necessarily, but a street taco, I keep thinking bar cart, and that's not it. But the little car, the big trucks, and they drive up, and then people order them out of the side of the car. Food truck, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that? I don't know what that was. Okay, so why don't we do a street taco food truck? And maybe that could be one of our romances. Maybe we could have a new person moving to town who wants to open up a Mexican restaurant but doesn't have the finances and ends up opening a street taco place, and maybe she falls in love with the banker. See how we work that out? Now we got our first story. Okay, so but back to the pizza place. What if we had the pizza place be kind of like a cross between those new fancy places where you can go in and they like personalize your pizza almost like a Chipotle, and kind of like that smorgasbord, all you can eat pizza, kind of lunch buffet thing. So maybe it's a lunch buffet pizza restaurant for the afternoon. But then if you come in, say maybe they do the buffet thing from 11 to 1 for like the corporate rush, if you will. But well, it's a small town. They may not have corporate rush, but you know what I mean? And then like they also will do personalized pizzas for like when you come in, like they have the little pizza smorgasbord. Hey guys, we got a Nia.
We do have a Nia. You know what? Have you ever been so ready for something that you've been looking forward to it for like quite a while? And then the moment the thing's about to happen, you're like, oh, okay. You check something and you're like, okay, it hasn't been sent yet. I got a few minutes. Then you get a phone call and everything kind of goes off the rails. Well, that actually happened. And then I'm like, okay, I get off the phone. Fires are all put out. Tow truck's being called. Kiddo's
Oh,
fine.
oh
Just overheating. Car, you're driving a car, that kind of thing. Everything's fine. Good tow truck. They're getting picked up. Everything's fine. Anyhow,
because you're in a tow truck and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, what happened?
oh, I wonder if I still have time. So all this happens. My brain goes right back to where we were. I'm like, I wonder if I still have time to eat. Let me see if she dropped it. Oh my gosh, it's after 2:00. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Okay, but please tell me you at least got some food. I want to make sure that you're not going to pass out or anything on me.
I'm not going to pass out. I have snacks in the office. I'll be fine.
Oh my. Okay, we're gonna go side because it's me and Nia now. We
Yeah,
sidetrack all the time. Can
yeah.
we talk about my newest obsession. Hold on, guys, for 1 second. I gotta get the thing for my. There it goes. Okay. I know it sounds really bad, but I lost the top to my pen. So if I'm gonna stop for like 5 seconds, I needed to get the top, and I had to bend over sideways to do it.
I'm trying to match myself to Tiffany, so I'm backing my my camera up, so we're kind of like.
So, well, I was sitting like this because my knee. I woke up my knee swollen, and so I have it sitting on like propped on a whole bunch of pillows. Under. So,
can I say something really quick? Because Deidre is like, hi, Nia, thought you were kidnapped. So when I went to go check to see before I realized what time it was, the first Instagram message I actually saw was Deidre's. And I was like, what do you mean? And that's when it clicked at the time. Because I was like, what? It clicked that I'd been on the phone for 45 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, but that happens. Tow trucks.
It does. It does. Oh my! But the fact that my brain went right back to where we left off, and not like, oh no, you probably should go do the next thing immediately.
No, what I was saying was that I've been really into, because you said you have snacks. I've been really into watching the shorts of people with those like mini, like the ones that were supposed to be beauty fridges, but they're putting like snacks and drinks and everything in there. So me and my beauty wonder, because I have one that a friend of mine got me for Christmas, and I was like, I don't feel like I've been utilizing this right. So I go off and, Prime Day, buy like these snack containers and like these little jars to put water and juices and everything in. I'm all excited. I'm doing my own version of this, type of thing. I went and got snacks to cut up and put in there. I put my snack trays together. I pour my little stuff in my juices. I stick my little juice things in there. I put my little cans of soda in there. I stick the snack trays in there. It's looking cute. I go to close the door. The snack trays don't fit.
Oh no.
And I was like,
I hate it when that happens.
I planned stuff.
Good. None of them fit? Like, did they come with multiple sizes where maybe you can use a small? Oh. Now I'm bummed for you because I love things like that when you're like, oh, I could do this. Yes, that's fantastic.
So I have to get new containers or figure out something different for it, which is fine. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But also I noticed the refrigerator that she gave me, like when I finally did that, because I had been keeping like sodas and stuff in there for forever. But when I finally did it, and now I was like actually drinking just drink just straight from the refrigerator, I was like, it's not that cold.
Oh, yeah, my daughter has one. It's not that cold. So I'm like, really be careful what you actually put in here. Like, don't put like a milk or something.
Right.
I'm like,
well, but some of these people are putting things like that.
I'm like, if you're drinking it the same day, yeah, but don't like, if you like, here's what I told my daughter, because she's got a really cute little like retro-y looking one, and I'm like, it's more like a cooler, because I have a mini fridge in my closet. If you guys, I'll do a tour one day so you guys can see. So I have an actual mini fridge. So I'm like, if you have anything that's like dairy, like a yogurt or something, go ahead and use mine. I said, but your juice for the day, I'm like, stock up like your drinks but your like little snacks that you need to keep cool, like go ahead and throw those in there. So that's what she does. Well, so she'll keep her like soda or something. She'll put that in there. It
did work out better that way because I also have a mini fridge, and so I end up being able to put the snacks in the mini fridge because the mini fridge does stay cool, and I did have like cheese, so I'm kind of glad that I was putting it in there. But yeah.
Yeah. So hers is like right here, which is very convenient. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get all the way up. I'm like, maybe I need something over here. But yeah, hers is like right under her desk, so she can just stock it up for the day, and she can do her gaming or her little things that she does. So
Deidre's cracking me up. She's like, they lie, Tip. I see people with icicles and fudges in them, and I'm like, you lie.
I'm like, you just stuck that in there, girl. You just stick that in there for the gram. Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Oh, I've seen
that after 8 hours.
I've seen some at this point. I'm like, please tell me this is more for the mom than for the kid, because they will have like stocking my baby's fridge, and it's a full on like college level dorm room mini fridge, and they're putting like these little like mini like cups in there, like metal cups in there with juice and all kinds of stuff, and like cheese and cut up grape. You're a mom. Can you explain why are we cutting grapes in half? Why?
Because they like them that way. Okay, yes. Can I
Okay.
do stuff like that? Yes. Okay, here's the thing. When your kids are really good, it's like you want them I don't know if you want them to appreciate you or love you, but I'm also that mom. My kids still come see me every single day. The youngest one is 20 at this point. Okay, so my kids still come see me every day. They come talk to me. And my daughter, my oldest daughter who's now a mom, yay, she remembers these things. She says that goals, she's even told her husband, she goes, goals is for me to do that stay at home mom life. And he's like, oh, okay. So he's like, basically, I got to double my income. She's like, yeah. She's like, yes, let's get on that. And so he's on it. I'm just like, but yeah, she remembers these things. And now when I tell you, this girl is a genius. She's got degrees. She's getting ready to go get her master's. She's got her dream job. And she's just like, Mom, we had so much fun. And I'm like, did you really? Because when you're raising a kid, you have no idea if like cutting the crust off the sandwiches because they like the crust off. You don't
I
know
keep
if
cutting the crust off.
yeah, you don't know if they're gonna appreciate that. Slicing the apples for them. Okay, so my oldest daughter, she doesn't like the
Slicing the
apples.
apples, but it's like the grapes. Like they're cutting the grapes in like
Yeah,
half
you
and
just cut them in half. It's cute.
and I
Yes,
get the whole, because Morgan said it so they don't choke on them. I can
yes, because they
understand
will
if
gulp
they're
them
like
down.
really, really little. But sometimes I agree with Deidre. I'm like, these are some grown people. Like they're not choking on grapes.
But it's also one of those things that once you start doing it, the thing for them, you just kind of get in the habit of doing it for them. So yeah, slicing the grapes in half until they don't want you to do it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, peeling the apples until they
I
don't want you to
Look, I
do it
still
anymore.
love a good peeled apple. I will peel an
Yeah.
apple. I will core it. I will cut it in the different things and stuff like that. It's just the grapes. The grapes one I was like, that's a lot.
Mm-mm. My kids would tell me when they would go to school and they'd have these perfect packed lunches with everything that they wanted, and the kids would just be like, "Huh, you got everything you want."
Oh, Morgan. Where
I
does it
forgot
never
great.
get sliced grapes, peeled
Oh,
apples, or
no.
crust?
Well, to be honest, I
When
didn't
we get
either.
together, Morgan, do you want me to slice you some,
I
peel you some apples, and cut your crust?
yes, I will probably do like if we ever have our little get together. You will probably guys see me doing random stuff. You'll have to be like, Nia, you don't need to do that because I'll just start doing stuff. So you can stop me.
I'm like, yes, please.
But yeah, yeah,
We will cut, D Morgan, we will cut your crust for
yes, I will
you.
slice
We
you some.
will.
Okay, and sliced grapes are actually kind of good because then you put it right in your mouth, and the juice from the, especially if you put it sliced
But
side
see,
down.
that's why I always think you miss
Really
it,
good.
because they're already cut, so you're missing some of the juice.
No, 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 no. It's grapes are really good. Just trust me. Trust me.
Y'all, we went on a whole food tangent. That was my
Yeah.
fault. So you weren't here, and
Yeah. So
I
what did I
I
miss?
switched
What did we
things
talk about?
up because I was
Ooh.
like, I didn't want to do the topic without you, but I
Oh,
think,
and I love the topic that we had, so I'm kind of like low key glad. What did you decide to
okay,
talk
so
about?
this is what we decided to do. Dee came up with it, so I think you'll love this too. So we
Okay.
decided, because she was like, do Build a Town Tiff style.
Oh, I love Build a Town. Okay, this is fun. Also,
So
yes, I will love this.
we started Build a Town. Uh, so we started Heart Haven, Kansas
Yay!
for romances, and I was saying how I normally do a fancy restaurant in
Mhm.
all of my places, because they have to have somewhere to go date. So and for some reason I always tend to do, there's a steakhouse or a seafood place.
Yeah,
Those are
that.
always my fancy restaurants. But I was like, we're in the middle of Kansas, so this time we're doing steakhouse, and we have an Italian restaurant.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And then we decided to do a fancy street taco food truck.
Nice, nice.
And
Okay.
that might be our first story where someone moves to town and they want to do the food truck and they fall for the banker because they don't have the money to do it.
I'm kind of digging this. I'm kind of digging this.
Okay, so then I was like, we could also have a 24-hour diner. We could have a burger joint. And then pizza, and we're torn. I was saying we could do like the old school. You might remember this because I was like, I might be showing my age a little bit. But do you remember when Pizza Hut used to do their lunch buffet and it was like all you can eat pizza for like a
Yes.
specific price? So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, we could do something like that, but then also have it be kind of like the personalized type of pizza where you can go through and like do, like I want the mozzarella cheese and the hamburger and the
Kind of
this.
like Subway. So he's like they're
Yeah.
going down the line as he or she,
Mhm.
whoever's got the food truck, could be a her that has the food truck, I don't know. As they're going through putting on the toppings and it goes into the oven and you know that when yours comes out, there it is, and then
Mhm.
they start on the next. I like
And
this.
then Deidre also had an idea. I think it was about right when you came in.
Mm.
Um,
So oh,
Deidre's like, I came here
I'm
so
moved.
by her lonesome, and my brain went through the list of answers. Listen to you answer for her. She said they could have one of those pizza challenges where you can do all you can eat within like an hour. So we could maybe add that.
I like this, but if they do the all you can eat in an hour, there it's probably not. Maybe won't be. Maybe they'll have some pizzas that are ready to go, but you can still get one because I'm
Well, I'm
thinking
thinking
kind of
that could be like one of those like specialty things where like you have to eat. Maybe it's like a set number, like you have to eat 10 whole large pizzas in like 30 minutes or to get the prize. Or it's one of those like
oh
you have to eat
yeah.
this 45-pound pizza.
Oh, I like that. Like it's a giant pizza. Maybe they. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, okay. So here's okay. So if my husband gets a food truck, what we would do is him and my son would have the truck, but then they'd have a smoker that you because they're so big, you attach the smoker to the back of that with on its own hitch. What if she or he? I keep thinking she's gonna be the one with the food truck. Maybe it's the he that has the food truck.
I was
Don't know
thinking
yet.
it might be
You
a she too.
yeah,
So,
okay.
okay.
So what if she's got a brick oven that hitches on the back of her? So maybe once a week or whenever she does this challenge, she brings out the giant brick oven
Oh,
for Godzilla pizza.
okay. A brisket eating competition. Okay, so smoker, I will add that on for the food truck. Cool. I like Morgan's idea of if we do the challenge thing, like maybe with the pizza place or something like that, it can be a famous spot that has been on the Food Network to draw in tourists, but it's still a hole in the wall family business. So I
Mm,
think that's kind of a cool idea. And we could do
that
something
is.
like Leo's Pizza. Like maybe it's named after, like grandpa, grandpa, grandpa. So let's do that. Let's make it Leo's Pizza. Oh, what if we have like Leo the six or something like that? Because they just keep naming all of them
Yeah,
Leo.
everybody's Leo. Everybody's Leo. Yes, yes.
So and maybe like there's like Gramps Leo, there's like Papa Leo, because that's the only way that they can keep Junior or Leo
Mhm.
Junior, because that's the only way that they can keep them all straight. Oh, grandpa who immigrated from Italy to give the family a better life.
I
See how
like it.
we're building this? I like this.
I like this.
So yeah, so we can have all the Leos. I'll put grandpa. Um Immigrated from Italy. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe maybe they still somewhat speak Italian too. Um, but more so around themselves than necessarily to all the different people.
Mm.
Um, and so let's see. So we have the restaurant. So then we start to think what type of stories, or at least me personally, I don't know what your next statement goes to when you're building a town, but me personally, I start to think what type of stories I'm going to tell, because a lot
Yeah,
of times that dictates a lot of what's here. Like if
exactly.
there's going to be a billionaire in the story, then I need something where he's making money.
Yeah.
So he could be like a corporate CEO who maybe has a family home there, or he could be like a like a computer genius who brought his business there, or maybe
Yeah.
it's a
And
family
I
thing. Maybe they're ranchers and they're
yeah.
like cowboys, um,
Yes.
type of thing.
Yeah, I definitely, as I'm creating places, I do start thinking of the stories that I want to tell
Mm-hmm.
to make sure I have a place for them. Um, because I think I've talked before, like I start thinking of what is this world that we're
Mm-hmm.
going around in and what's going on with the people in this town. So if I put anything besides your basic, it's going to have a gas station, it's going to have a grocery store, of course, it's going to have these basic things. I don't have to worry about those. But if I'm actually thinking about what's the actual like name of the restaurant and stuff like that, I'm already thinking of who works there, who owns it, um,
Mm-hmm.
who are the power players in the town. Like I always know who my power players are, like who's
Yes.
on the city council, who's the mayor. Because if not
Mm-hmm.
the mayor, well, because sometimes we want to do those older people, are those 40 and ups of us, want some romance too. So maybe they're going to get some romance, and maybe it's their kids that are going to get the romance. So I'm already thinking about who are the power players, who's old money, who's new money, because I love me some
Definitely.
billionaires, but you got to mix it up. Not all these billionaires are going to be new. They're not all also not going to be old, and there could be some clashing there. So that could lead to some fun.
So we
Have you?
could have, let's do, I like Deidre's idea of an investment banker.
Mm-hmm.
We could have that because maybe that's new money. Um, and I was thinking because it is Kansas, they love their farms, so we could have like an old school like farm that provides a lot of like the meat to a lot of these like big name places. So we
Yeah.
could have like and there may be the old school money.
Yeah. And I
Um,
like the idea of different types of farming. So some might be old school money, but there also might be farmers
mhm.
who are they're just barely making it. Because
Like
I think
maybe the wheat farmer. I like that idea, like a wheat farmer.
wheat farmer, maybe they're just barely getting by. Equipment keeps breaking, dog on it. So we have some industry. We've got places. This is like automatically building in some industry. The people, places that people are going to be working, especially if you've got wheat. That wheat's getting cut down and it's got to go somewhere. So you're
Mhm.
filling in now. You got some jobs. So it makes sense now that we've got this town, that's got restaurants and things because we've got some business going on here.
Um,
Shows what
oh, be safety.
sunflowers have. Oh, I like the sunflowers.
I know, but I'm trying to remember. I'm like, are sunflowers big in Kansas? Like, would they have a sunflower farm, or are we talking sunflower seeds? Are we talking like just sunflowers as in the flower? Fill us in
Um,
a little bit more on that, Morgan.
So I know that the ones we have here, they're not real big, but
Sunflower
sometimes
oil.
they start by accident because sunflowers kind of like grow
Really?
and yeah, like some of these
No,
sunflower farms that we go to, it's like someone planted some sunflowers and they have like
I'm
5 acres
more like
and now
Morgan
they
saying
have
we're
5
the
acres.
sunflower state. I'm like,
I
is Kansas
love
the
that.
sunflower state?
So then definitely sunflower
So
farms.
yes, okay, so we have to have a sunflower or something.
Yeah. And that's kind of unique. I don't think a lot of people are doing sunflower farms. So I love that.
I don't remember them teaching me that when I was there.
And so now my brain is thinking of stories for the sunflower farm because I see a couple of things happening. There's the growing of the sunflowers for seeds, but then someone else, maybe one of the other family members, or maybe someone just steps in. Oh my gosh, there's a farmer. He's a guy. He's got this sunflower field, and this girl who's a photographer keeps trying to use his field to stage photos for people, and she's just getting on his nerves.
I like it. Especially because I know photographers who do that.
Yes.
I'm not one of them. I always make sure that you can use the fields in the different places that I use.
And so that would be a short
Just want to
story.
make
And
sure that that's it.
so that's kind of how you just saw how my process. Oh, sunflowers. Yes. What happens on? Okay, someone's growing them. You grow them for these reasons. You also grow them
Yeah.
for florists. So you could take the florist route, or maybe they're brothers. One meets a girl who's at the florist, or a sister, and
Oh, maybe
she's
they own a florist. Maybe
maybe they
that's
own a florist.
okay. So now the
Yep,
sunflower
yep,
people
yep, yep.
own a
So now we've got a family
florist.
here, and we can branch
Mm-hmm.
off to different romances just off of the
Mm-hmm.
sunflower farm.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. This could be like a group of brothers, and maybe maybe one little sister who thinks that she runs it all because she's the girl.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um
This also makes for a good wedding if you can get a wedding in during the season when the sunflowers are absolutely gorgeous.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Could have a
Okay.
romance story. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So see, now we've got people. We've got our banker, we've got our old school farmer, we've got our wheat farmer family that's barely making it. We've got the sunflower family that also owns the florist. So we've also got a florist
Mm-hmm.
that's in the town. I normally, again, at this point, I'd probably give them like a bar and a coffee shop because generally those are like big staples and places where people hang out.
Yeah, if you got a small town, you got a bar.
Mm-hmm.
At least here in the Carolinas, I'm thinking that unless it's a place that they're like anti like drinking, which there are some of those too.
There are
Towns
some
like,
dry
no,
country,
no,
dry towns. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
we
unless it's a dry
also
town, there's a bar.
Morgan's like, this makes me want to get back to my Kansas small town for my romance series. I never
Oh,
finished.
do it.
I personally, because again, we're writers, I like a bookstore.
Yes, that's a definite.
Um, and I'm a little competitive. So I like something that people can kind of like games, like either like a bowling alley or like race car driving or not race car, go-kart driving.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like one of those, I know we have them here in our town, but like those multi game places where you could do
Tornado chasing.
tornado. We
Yes.
could have a tornado chaser come through. I like this idea.
But yeah, we do. We have like baseball places. A lot of
Yeah, like
like
baseball,
putt golf.
putt.
Um,
Yeah. Um.
or not. It's not even all. We do have a lot of putt. Whenever you get anywhere up and down the coast and stuff, there's always a lot of putts. But also just hitting the golf balls into the
Mm-hmm.
thing where everybody we you
What
just
else
go
was
hit the golf
called?
balls.
Oh, wait,
Also, we
what are
have
they called? Driving range. Is that it?
yeah, driving range. I think that's
Yeah.
what they're called.
Okay, so
And
let's add a driving range because
yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
that
give
would be
people
good.
some other ideas. We now have like the axe throwing. Does anybody know about
We
the
do
axe throwing
too.
the
We
axes?
do.
Yeah. So yeah, different
You don't
things.
know what putt putt is?
What?
Putt putt is mini
Mini
golf.
golf. Yeah.
Do they not have that in? They gotta have that in Canada. Maybe I don't know about Jamaica, but they've got to have that in Canada.
So much fun.
They
So
maybe
much
don't call it putt putt, but yeah, that's what we call it.
yeah,
Putt
they
putt
might
mini
call it mini golf.
golf. We also, that was what I was thinking. Like we have this one place where it's like it's just one big building, and inside of it there's like mini golf, there's laser tag, there's rock climbing, there is an arcade. So it's
Yeah,
got
we
all
have
the
those too.
different things in it.
Mhm. And
So yeah.
the ones that we have, they're not in my town, but you drive over. It's a few towns over, so it's like 45-minute drive to get to one. But they also have the go karts outside. But they have bowling alley. They have a little mini theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of that, the arcade, all of that.
Maybe let's add an arcade. I feel like an arcade would be good.
Yeah.
And maybe rock climbing. Rock climbing is big nowadays. A little bit.
Yeah. Do we have a gym at this place?
Maybe the rock climbing is in the gym.
Yeah. I like it.
Now, see, I do generally forget to add a gym, but being like the workout girl, yeah, it
Yeah.
makes sense that you would remember a gym. I
Mhm.
never think about that. Okay, that's a good. See, y'all, I just learned something there.
Yep. Always
A
have a
rage
gym.
room where you go and break stuff to release your anger.
Yes.
I like this. Okay, so we can have a rage room.
Oh, speaking of rage rooms, a lot of people like those, uh, what the get out of the rooms. What are those called?
Oh, the escape rooms.
Escape room. Mhm.
Would our small town have an escape room?
Yeah, I don't think so. Just like I don't think a small town would have the big bowling alley movie theater thing. I mean, like I said, I'm in a smaller town. We have to go over to the bigger town to go to that. But but that doesn't mean that someone won't throw an escape room theme party or something like that.
Mm, I
So
like
I
that idea.
Mhm.
A escape room theme party. Okay, so we can put that over here. And maybe that could also be one of the romances. Like maybe
Yeah,
somebody's a party planner and they're
that
trying to
that
come up with
that
a escape room theme party.
with
And there we
yes.
go.
Yep,
Okay.
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
All right. So I think we've got a lot of industry, we've got a lot of random people. So at this point, for me, I'd probably start trying to think of like my background players. Like who's the town gossip, who runs the show, who you know knows
Yeah,
all the
who's
people.
who.
What teacher did everybody respect, or still sees around town? Who's the one that's always trying to feed you if you come into town? Those type of things. So I start kind of thinking of those people. I love Deidre. Deidre's like, I love how you all are building this town seriously, like it's someone's town. When they are all done, it'll be auction. Oh, an elderly book club could be fun. Like all the grandmas, they get together and they're supposed to be reading books, but really they gossip.
I like this.
So that could be fun. So maybe, okay. So maybe, because I love the idea of the elderly book club, but this made me think of. So I have one of my friends cracking up. I know most of us have seen Twilight. I love Anna Kendrick, but what I think it's which one is it? It's the one where they graduate. Which one is that one? Eclipse?
Is
Is
that
that the
the
one where they graduate from high school?
I don't they're all a blur to me.
Okay.
It's like
Well,
I start
whichever one it
confused.
is when they graduate from high school and they're having the big party. And
Mhm.
she comes and like Bella shows up and she comes up, she's like, "What did you think of my speech? Was it this? Was it that? Blah 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 blah." And she's like, "No, it was great," or something. She's like, "I know, I was like born to lead." And I had my friend cracking up because I was like, why is it I picture Jessica as like the president of the PTA? And she's like almost that mean girl president of the PTA, but the one that everybody loves. And she's like, but I was born to lead. So of course I'm going to be president. So I feel like we have to have like that type of PTA
Yeah.
with that type of character. So we could have like a PTA with like a really fun Jessica-esque
Yeah, I love
like
that,
mom
and
at
the
the head.
PTA, that leads to you've gotta have, that single mom who's just so over it. She's tired, she's running around, she forgot the brownies, so she's, like, running to the grocery store, eating some at the same time because she also didn't have time to eat breakfast and get the brownies from the grocery store, and then we could have that single dad that everybody just kinda fawns over because, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
they just do.
And let's make single dad. He's got to be something that's really fun. Like maybe he coaches. He's the little league coach
I
or
like
something
this.
like that. Because that's why all the single moms or all the moms are
All
just like,
yeah, and they're all of a sudden very dedicated to
yeah,
showing
they're
up.
all just like willing to come help out. And we can even the married moms somewhat flirt with him, and like
Yeah.
we can have a scene where like one of the dads, like he's saying something and they're like, "I'm right here."
Yeah.
So yeah, he has to be like a little league coach who like all the people love. I People who read my books know I tend to like a town jerk. Um, like someone that, just kind of rubs everybody the wrong way.
Yeah.
I love Deidre's also like Bachelors of Heart Haven. They have a date auction to raise money for Little League and they clamor to
Ooh,
win the date with him. That would be a good like
yes.
book as well. You could do something like that. So although I would like to take a pause here in building this, because do you see how between coming up with the street taco, we came up with a story around that one. We had the sunflower person or farmer. We had a whole thing because that's the group of brothers with the sister. So that could be like its whole series
Yep.
right there. We had a tornado chaser that came to town. That in and of itself could be a a, a story. We have like Leo's Pizza, where it's like the whole family from Italy. That could be its own series. We have what was the other one? It was something else. Uh the single dad with the little league, and now we have the Bachelors of Heart Haven. That could be a series. We have the escape room where we had a party planner. That could be a book. So the reason why I wanted to pause is because this is not even 2 pages worth of notes, and we don't even have names for any of these people. We don't have names for the restaurants. We don't have names for anything, but we have what, 12 books worth of ideas?
Yep.
So when we
We have
tell
more.
you guys you don't have to have everything to get started, this is what we mean.
Yep.
This is just us sitting here brainstorming for barely 40 minutes
Yep.
of just brainstorming, and we've come up with all of these different story ideas based off of one small town that Morgan was like, make it in Kansas, and I looked up a name and came out with Hard Haven.
Yep.
This is what we're telling you. It doesn't have to be extremely complicated. I do like Morgan who said, so who is writing this? Because I want to read it.
Everybody gets to pick their favorite story and write it. We just need to solidify who the characters are. So that's your homework.
Like, do we get to share? Everyone in
Yes,
chat, take a
everybody,
series.
that's your homework.
Yes. We're creating our own collab like series right here. But seriously, this is a lot of how I would do it. I think this is a lot of how Nia would do it. And we could keep going. I mean,
I honestly could. This is literally how I start, and then before I know it, I'll have like a notebook full of people I'm never going to get to because I can never get to any.
Right, because we have to think of all the elderly people in the book club.
Yeah. And then they all got children and grandchildren. Yes. All of
you guys also know with the 24-hour diner, I love a good diner lady. Oh my God. Deidre's like, and just like that, you have a writer's room project for tomorrow. Just pick a series.
That would be so fun. That would be so fun.
And Morgan's like, don't tempt me. I will write this afternoon. I've been inspired.
I love that.
Why did I have somebody who just, okay, so I have this project that I'm kind of working on, and it involves putting together a makeshift like town that's not mine. Like it's not something that I'm going to use. It's just something that I, was kind of playing with some stuff for something else. And I was telling a friend of mine about it, and they were like, yeah, but it's you. So be careful. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, it's you. And I was like, what does that mean? And they go, don't mess around and come up with a whole nother idea because you just told me you're already working on about 3 different stories. And I was like, I'm not going to.
The sad thing is I literally looked over here because I was like, if I had my iPad, we'd be halfway through a map right now.
Why was I about to pick up my iPad and be like, go, go?
I'm like, it's a good because I'm not working in my office. I'm like not fully back yet. So I'm like my office is still kind of like I haven't been in here. So my iPad is in my room and I'm just like, oh, I could be making a map for this place right now.
And I mean, in all fairness, like, you'd be making maps. I'd be coming up with character names.
Yes.
Because I really feel like the PTA mom has to be named either Becky or Karen. Like, I'm sorry.
You know what? She's definitely Beck. Yeah.
Like, she's got to be either Becky or Karen. Like, you can't not have her
Rebecca.
Be that. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, our Italian place needs a good name. And ooh, what if the Italian people were in a rivalry with Leo's Pizza? Because like maybe they feel like they're more Italian, or maybe Leo feels like they're more Italian, but like it's kind of this back and forth because the Italian restaurant also sells pizza, but maybe Leo's Pizza sells like baked spaghetti or something like that. So they're like, they're encroaching.
Like, it's the same thing. Yeah. My daughter let me tell you, my daughter lives in a really small town, and when they talked about getting a chain coffee shop in that small town, boy, she's like her little the Facebook town group chat thing was lit up with people like going to war over whether or not because they have a coffee shop that everybody goes to, and they're like, but you can't go to it if you have to be at work because it takes so long. So everybody's like, it would be great. So the
comedian, because we did say a coffee shop, so we could have a chain coffee, like wanting to move in. There's another story for you.
That encroachment,
like people getting offended by the chain thing. Deidre did give us a bunch of names, and she did say step away from the new town. We don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my Lord, the name she gave us.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, like, this could be fun. The elderly book club, we could have them be like matchmakers. I know Nia loves a good matchmaker.
Yes.
So they could have like
matchmakers. They're the sweetest. I love them. I love them.
And it doesn't have to be a book club. You can have it be a book club. You can have it be a knitting club.
Yeah, definitely could be knitting. It could be a baking club. Has anybody done a baking club? Let's do a baking club.
I don't think anybody's done a baking club. Elderly baking club. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yes. Elderly baking club. I love this. I love this.
Like maybe they're the ones who put together like the town cookbook. And then whenever they do like events and stuff in the town, they're the ones who
bring wars over the recipes like too. Like yes, wars over the recipes. Like what is going to be the apple pie?
And then every time there's like a birthday at the school, like they're the ones who bring the cupcakes and stuff for like the kids. Yes. Oh my God. I love the elderly baking club. And maybe some new girl comes into town or some younger person wants to join. And like, she's maybe like, you know, she went to baking school and they're like,
oh yeah. So she's
my God.
Oh,
she thinks she knows everything. There's some things that like book learning doesn't teach you. And she's over there measuring everything.
Yes, like, I was going to say, come in with her exact measurement.
Okay, but why do I want to add a baking club now to my regular stories? I know, Morgan, this is so much fun.
This will be how everybody finds my pen name. Like, haha, it's a baking club in there. I'm like, got me. They got me. I couldn't resist the baking club.
I won't tell. I
Okay.
won't tell at all. Uh,
Oh,
oh, be like, I read this. Nia, I read this book that had a baking club in it. I'm not positive,
really?
but is it
You
yours? Oh my gosh. Bernadette has been making the cobbler for years, and here comes Miss Prissy Nancy bringing her store-bought mess to the PTA meeting, and Bernadette is talking poor Ned's ear off completely.
Ned, yes.
You know that's what I want my single dad's name to be, right? The hot single dad that everybody
No,
wants.
he's not hot then.
Just saying.
He's just a good guy.
Exactly, which is why he needs to be dad.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh, you guys. I like Bernadette though. That's a great name for one of the the grandmas.
Yeah.
Like that is awesome. Ooh, what if the PTA is ran by like a trio and it's like
The
Becky?
Heathers. No.
Well,
But
I was
they're
like,
They're
what if
like
it's like the Y's or something like that, like
Oh.
Becky, Stacy, and Courtney or something.
Becky, Stacy, Courtney. Hi.
Oh.
And Becky's in charge because she's the queen bee.
Why does it have to be a Nedward that's not nice? I don't like that, Morgan. He's
Yay!
supposed to be nice and sweet and cute and sexy.
The other day, and wow, they really did. I mean, they already gave him the name Nedward, and then they made him not nice on top of it. They really
Oh,
he
like
didn't.
the Ashleys from from the show Recess. Oh my
Yes.
guys. No, I can't even make this up. My
We
cousin,
just saved ourselves because she said the Ashleys and I said the Heathers. So
right. My cousin, when we were younger, he used to work retail with these two girls who were best friends who both were named Becky. And one spelled it with a Y and one spelled it with an I. And they were roommates. And so he would be like, he would go hang out with them, and sometimes he'd spend the night. And I'm just like, you just spent the night at the Becky's? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, it's Becky and Becky. I was like, right, the Becky's. He's like, they prefer to be called Becky and Becky. And I was like, are they here? And then I was like, are you dating one of these girls? No, they have boyfriends. So you're spending the night there with both Becky's and their boyfriends. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, is there something strange going on here? Like, is this a throuple situation before throuples were like the thing? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. Ooh, and Becky's mom is the head of the baking club, which is what makes her even more mad when Nancy brings the store-bought.
poor Nancy.
You haven't seen the Heathers? Oh, Morgan. Yeah, I think
Was
you would
Morgan born? Because I know I was a kid when the Heathers came out.
Okay, so the Heathers is one of those movies. I was just telling my cousin this when I went to go visit her. Like there's certain things in my childhood. I don't know if I remember them because I remember them or because she was doing it and therefore like me and her brother just had to do it. You know, like it was like her stuff or like she was talking about it. And I don't know. And so yeah. Sure, Jennifer. You can do that. Nope, it was 1988. I was born in 90. Oh, you baby. Yes, The Heathers is a movie, Deidre. I mean, it's also a musical too, but yeah. I mean, I don't think I was born when the first Star Wars came out, but I know it.
Yep. Same, same, same.
Oh, y'all are killing me. Uh, okay, so back to the town. Uh, she's like, come here, fair. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I think this could be a fun start to whatever we wanted to do or however we wanted to do it. Oh, there you go. JC has helped you guys. Tubi has the Heathers on it. There you go. Movie night.
Let's do it.
uh, so, are there questions? Are there other ideas about this kind of thing or how we put this together? Like, because I know we've said we were putting together a town before with you guys, but like this shows you full on how we would like really put it together, how we would come up with different stuff, um, where we would go with it, how we would do stuff. And a lot of this came from brainstorming. There's nothing wrong with getting you and a couple of friends together and being like, I want to build a town. Let's see what we can come up with.
So where should it be? Let's start there. Where should it be? And then from there, you're like, what kind of things are in that state and would be in this town? Let's go.
Yeah, you may, even though you went to college there, find out that states are the sunflower state. Even though you spent multiple years there, you learn new things. Because, yeah. Tornado chasers, I knew. Sunflowers, not so much. The wheat farmers, I had you. Sunflowers. You know, I want to go down a whole rabbit hole of, yeah, Shannon Doherty was in Heathers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Christian Slater, Winona Ryder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I took Kansas history class there, Morgan. I took European history and I took African American history. I don't know if I took Kansas history. I didn't even take American history. You know what though? But I do think I now remember the state flag. And isn't there like a sunflower on it? Now that I'm thinking about it. As you said Kansas history, I'm like, wait, hold on. Isn't there a sunflower on the state flag now that I'm thinking? Now I have to look it up. Because I think I remember what it looks like now.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hold on. I think
like feels like Kansas is interesting. Like it's got like a whole, like a circle with like a whole landscape in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
but yeah, big old sunflower right at the top. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because once she said that, I don't know, for some unknown reason, like just the Kansas history, I just all of a sudden had a big vision of that blue flag. And I was like, oh, no, there's a sunflower on the flag.
Right on it.
Yes, we have state flags, Deidre. Because we are a nation of states.
Yep.
Not a nation of nations.
Yep. Yep.
We're not individualized at all.
Yep. That what she just said.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, Jennifer. Guys, Jennifer is wanting to raise money for bladder cancer research. If she can get everything set up, and just wants to know if anybody would be willing to donate books or swag to be auctioned off. And I may have some stuff that I could do as well. Message me and I'll see what I can come up with. And Eva said she'll donate a copy of her picture book.
Yeah. Jennifer, do you want people to message you on Instagram? Would that be the
let us know.
Let us know where to message.
Yes, we have state flags. And Morgan's over home on the range, where
Yeah.
the
We
deer, the
we
antelope.
even yeah, we even battled it out over our license plates.
Oh,
We're very
so
not individual
yeah, I agree
individual.
with Morgan. Set it up, Jennifer. You never know who will
Mhm.
help.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, Esther. Like coming in super late. I'll have to check out the replay. Um, and so yeah. But no, are there any other questions about kind of coming up with a story idea? Coming up with all the different things. I'm trying to think if I could put because as fun as writing Heart Haven now feels like it would be. Uh, I have about 5 other towns that I'm supposed to be writing in right now.
Yeah. Oh
So
my god.
I can't venture into Heart Haven. But if
I have a whole
anybody
country build.
you have a whole country? Did she I'm sorry, y'all, did she just say a whole country?
I did. I have a whole country to
Okay.
build right now. I'm
I
so
mean, I'm not
behind.
building countries yet, guys. Just cities. Uh, Nina has planets, y'all. I mean,
I do
that's
have
fair.
planet.
She does
I do
have
have
planets. Uh,
the country towards a fantasy, so I gotta get
yeah,
on it.
that is fair. She does have planets. So yeah, she doesn't need more towns. She has planets.
And fun fact, this morning while uh while our good friend Morgan was streaming, I actually got an idea for another story. And it's complicated, so I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out how to make it work.
um, I mean, in all fairness, I was up till 4:30 because I got an idea. So I can't say anything. It's amazing I'm not pass out tired right now. This may actually be a coffee day. Pray for me, y'all. Uh, and Nia, oh my God, Nia, you still have Arthur Tube Reacts tonight, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need clones. I fully concur with this, Esther. Cause yeah.
Yeah, I hope that DJ's ready to be telling us these the things that are happening because I fully got two things confused and I was like, wait, no, I thought that's the story I was talking about. She goes, so we're not going to cover this topic. I'm like, wait, what? No, we're definitely doing that. I just realized there's so much drama, guys. The dramas were blending to me, but I've been a little bit out of the loop. So, Mia, I hope you're ready.
Oh, Eva is about to take off for a little carnival in a nearby village, smaller than a town, and a parade. Also, good ideas to add to your town, which is why I wanted to throw that out there. Deidre is giving you lots of names, Nia. Morgan just out here sprinkling idea dust on everyone because apparently JC got an idea for a story the other night too. Oh, and Esther's like, it's someone with too many towns. I need the clones. Uh, Homecoming festivals are huge. Friday Night Lights is huge,
Yes.
especially in small towns. And like these type of towns, definitely like you could have so much fun with a Friday Night Light situation, like a really big football team, the coach, the players,
Yeah.
the parents. Oh my gosh, you could go to town with that.
Mhm.
Morgan's like, who? Me? Uh, yes, you. Uh, so yes, you can have a ball. Here, if anybody is interested in doing Heart Haven, I will like if you message me, I will send you the notes that we wrote, or go back and watch the replay. You could take your
Mhm.
own notes, come up with your own ideas. Because look, just because we came up with this for Heart Haven, it doesn't mean that you can't figure out Star Haven
Yeah.
and make it in Maine or New York or Vermont or something like that, or you can't come up with um, Hart Creek and make
Mhm.
it in Washington or
Art
Oregon,
Valley, Oklahoma, who knows?
right? Hart Mountain, and you can make it in Colorado or Tennessee or
Or
where
Utah,
Texas,
Montana.
right? So I mean, you could do like what we did. You could take it and do it anywhere. You can have it be Heart Haven, and maybe it's not romance, maybe it's suspense.
Murder
So
mystery.
maybe murder mystery. So maybe you have some where you change it. The escape room is a big part of it
Mhm.
because that's it. Instead of the sunflower family, maybe it is the police or the what is it? The single dad. Maybe the single dad isn't the little league coach. Maybe he's like the detective. Or if it's
Mhm.
instead of a sunflower farm, if you're in the Northwest or Pacific Northwest, maybe it is like the wheat farm, or maybe it's a corn farm or something like that. Maybe if you are in the mountains, you it's not even a farm. Maybe they own a ski resort or something like that.
Oh,
We'll do
Morgan.
more. So yeah, you can do, you know, it doesn't, your fancy restaurants don't have to be steak or Italian. Maybe they can be the French restaurant that Morgan suggested. Maybe they can be upscale Mexican restaurant or um fancy dancy what am I thinking of? Ramen or what
Ooh, I love the
what's the
upscale
place
burger.
that it's like the hibachi. That's it. I was like, it's like ramen and Asian, but they cook in front of you. So yeah, so maybe it's like a hibachi type of a restaurant. Um, so you can rework all it. Maybe you're not a big burger person, so maybe your place is pizza, or maybe your place is cookies. Crumble has made a huge impact
Mhm.
a lot of different places. So you could have your own version of a crumble cookie. Hibachi catfish? I don't know about that one.
That's unique.
Yeah, that's a choice. Um,
Maybe a
you
small
know,
town is in Louisiana or Alabama or the Panhandle of Florida where they
mhm.
got some good catfish.
You could, if you're moving it to Louisiana, oh my gosh, you could have so much fun with different things. Like you could have a
Really could.
Creole type of restaurant. You could have like a catfish or seafood. Like you can go crazy in that scenario. You know, maybe your investment banker actually is like someone who uh not dangerous at all. Tableside.
They look like deep fry.
Oh my god. Yes, please don't do that. Uh maybe your investment banker is like a world-renowned chef, who has lots of different restaurants and stuff like that. So you can do exactly what we did, but just work it around for wherever you want. Tableside deep fry is wild. I mean, you know what? If you can make it work, D, I don't know if I've ever seen one of those restaurants in real life, but maybe people suing for burns. I mean, there's a restaurant in Missouri where they throw hot rolls at people, and they have been sued for burns.
Wow.
And it says it on the thing, so it's not like you didn't know what you were signing up for going in. The
Could it
grease
also be
is
like a
hot.
tableside smoker? I mean, you know. Get your smoked barbecue and brisket. They'll smoke it right in front of you.
Listen, enter at your own risk. I mean, yeah. Maybe that's your story. Like someone got burned, they're suing them. The owner falls for the lawyer who helps like settle the case. You signed an NDA at the door. I'm done.
I mean, you'd have to. You'd have to.
I'm done. I agree, JC. Not an NDA. All right, guys, we are gonna skedaddle. Is there anything you want people to know, Nia? Anything they need to know about what's coming up for you, what you have going on, all those great things?
I have writers react tonight, so we'll just react into some of the stuff that's been going on in the writing community since I've been out, and then I know I'll be back on Tuesday night writing sprints. I think later this month. I'm not sure where I put that on the calendar, but just follow my channel on YouTube, and you'll see when I'm doing things. Scripting the book is doing Misery this month, so that'll be fun. That's me. Follow me on all the socials. Vixen Fiction.
Awesome. Um, y'all are killing me with this. JC's like, if I've decided NDA to eat there, I'm not eating there. Deidre's like, live on the wild side. Morgan's like, sign a waiver before dining, and it's all good. I will be back on Morgan's channel, speaking of, tomorrow for the writers group. Who knows? We may be building out stories in Hardhaven.
I think we should do it. I think we should make it a project that we just come back to. Like, we could come back and
I'm not.
We could have some family. We could have some family names. People could start taking some of these stories and running with them.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to keeping up Hardhaven, Kansas. Hardhaven, Kansas sounds fun.
Yeah, the small town world, little fun collabby thingy.
Yeah,
Project.
He's like, yes,
project.
Come back for summer planning in Hardhaven.
Because we don't have lots of other.
We
things
could. That could be
fine.
Because we are going to talk about. We're going to move the summer planning to next month, even though August is sort of shifting off of summer planning, but we are going to move that to next month. And we could plan out like events and stuff we would normally plan and have it be in Hardhaven.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What? Yeah, we could totally do that.
This could be a fun group project. Oh, guys.
It really could.
I'm going to freaking end up writing in Hardhaven.
I am too. And I'm just like, I have a games to write for. I have a pen name to write for. I have a sci-fi comic to work on. This is fine. Next is Hardhaven.
Right. It's only the middle of 2025. Let's start planning out start date 2026. Hardhaven. So yeah. She says who my characters are already. Hey, my aunt's name is Georgette.
I love it.
I know. I agree, Morgan. It's fine. It'll be fine. We can write all the things. Esther was like, group project?
Who's coming in here with reality? Esther, stop it.
Right. We have moved. Hardhaven has moved on into delusional lane right next to Deidre. See, Esther, I already have my production schedule for 2020 or 26. Yeah, you laugh, Tiff, but yes, for next year, it's gonna have to be like it can't be a this year project. Deidre's like, don't let me start naming you to Esther as well. So yeah, let's do that. That would be fun. So yeah, we're gonna come back next month. If I stick to my schedule, I should be ahead by June 2026.
Love to hear that.
Yay. I mean, that's only a year from now, but yay. I feel that though. It might take me a year to get ahead. So, yeah.
It might take me a year to get caught up, so, you know.
well, it might take me to the end of this year to get caught up. So then
Yeah,
next year, the first 6 months could be the getting ahead. So yeah. Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, guys, we're gonna skedaddle. I will be on, like I said, the writers' room next tomorrow. I don't know why I was going to say next Sunday.
I was like, you
Tomorrow.
said tomorrow. Do I need to come in with a correction? You got it.
I agree, Morgan. This is just a little fun side project. It doesn't have to be serious. So yes.
Yeah.
And then stay tuned because I've been playing with the idea of coming back to Twitch and streaming a few times. I don't know if it'll be this week. All of y'all with these 45, 90, 100-day challenge things, change my life in all the months, have moderately inspired me. I'm not positive because I still have a bunch of things to figure out, but I also feel like if I make myself sit my tushy in a chair for the right amount of hours, I can get some stuff done. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, I don't know if I'm streaming this Thursday, but I am streaming next Thursday. Think I don't even want to talk about how that might be the last Thursday of the month. We can't be that close to there yet.
You're almost in the middle.
No, I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Mm.
Oh no, Esther, what happened? Daily streaming now is a wish. Reality is different. It happens.
It does. It does.
So yeah. And I do have a book releasing on Monday. Not a small town, but it is Vegas. So,
Fun.
come hang out and accidentally get married with me in Sin City. Yay! So, I am going to hit the end stream because, as Esther said yesterday, StreamYard is being a tushy and took away all of our little fun things that say goodbye and tell you to follow and subscribe and all that great stuff. So follow and subscribe, and I'm just going to hit the button and, we're going to stare at you and say bye.